Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly and this is a space where I like to share my passion for sewing. I am mainly a garment sewist and I sew predominantly indie designer patterns. This month I'm sharing my September makes and I have made some patterns from Helen's Closet, Elbe Textiles, Pattern Emporium and Nielsen. So if those pattern designers are of interest to you and you'd like to see what I've made this month, stick around and I'll take you through all of my makes for September. I do include my measurements and any details about sizing and adjustments that I made for each pattern in the description below, so please have a look there if you're interested. And don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoy my content and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with what I've been making each month. Okay, let's get into my September makes. When I talk about my makes, I do talk about them in the order that I made them. So I'll begin with the Vacation Vibes pants from Pattern Emporium. I have had a pair of lightweight denim Vacation Vibes pants cut out and sitting on my sewing table since August, I think. I needed to get some matching thread and I finally got that thread. So I have made up these pants at the start of September. I was looking for something that was a little different to jeans because throughout winter jeans have become my staple and I wanted a little more variety. So the Vacation Vibes pants, if you're not familiar with them, are an elastic waist wide leg pant. They do come with a lot of options when it comes to the waistband and the pocket style and even the leg width as well. I went for, I'm just checking my notes in my book. I went for the cargo style pockets this time round and the subtle flare leg. So they are quite wide leg. The subtle flare is definitely a bit more subdued compared to the wide leg, which I haven't actually made yet. And I used the top stitch waistband, which was the 4 centimeter width. These pants are super comfortable. They come together really quickly and you can use a variety of fabrics for them. So I feel like the lightweight denim will be quite nice coming into summer and also in autumn. The next pattern I'm going to talk about is the Sorrento bucket hat by Elbe Textiles. I made 4 of this hat last month in August, and this month I've made 3 more. The first one was a bit of an experiment I made for myself, trying to hack the brim so it has less of a traditional bucket hat shape and more of a wider, larger brim for more sun coverage. I made this using some leftover fabric scraps from my stash. It's actually an IKEA tablecloth that I used to make a puff sleeve blouse a few months ago. And that turned out really well. I was happy with the hack. I also, again, added the hack of the little strap at the bottom with the toggle so that if it were a windy day, I don't lose my hat. And I decided to also make one for my dad for Father's Day. He has a quirky style. He's always worn vibrant Hawaiian shirts, a lot of which my mum has made him over the years. And so I chose this fun fabric print by Jocelyn Proust. And it's got cockatoos on it because my dad has a pet cockatoo and he's had this cockatoo since I was 7 years old. I knew he would love the quirky, colourful fabric, and I also had his head measurement conveniently, so I made him this hat for Father's Day. I'm really pleased with that make and so glad that my dad loves it, and it's a nice practical gift, especially coming into summer as well. The third hat that I made, again, was another gift for a family friend. This was the traditional Sorrento bucket hat. I didn't hack it, and I used some more fabric scraps from my stash to complete this one. So it's a black and white fabric with large polka dots on the outside, and the inside has some red fabric with lucky cats printed on it, which I used to make a bestie bag a few months ago. So again, the person I gifted this to was really pleased with it, and she came out with us for a family trip down to the beach, and all of us wore our Sorrento bucket hats for the day. We were fully decked out with fun hats, which were great for being out and about in the sun, and I'm sure they're going to get a lot of wear throughout summer as well.
Hacking the pattern piece, I added 1 inch to the length of the brim, and then I also angled the side seam out by 1 inch as well, which changed the angle of the brim and how it sits, creating more visibility when worn.
The next pattern is the Lazo jumpsuit by Helen's Closet. I purchased this pattern as soon as it was released. It has almost everything that I am looking for in a jumpsuit pattern. It is a sleeveless jumpsuit that has a button placket that goes down the front, and it does actually extend past the waistline. I have made a jumpsuit in the past where the button placket stopped at the waist, and I found this very difficult to get in and out of. So I was pleased that the button placket goes past the waist. It then has a drawstring to cinch in the waist and give it a little bit of shaping. It's got quite large pockets and 2 options for a shorts version, like a play suit, and also a long pants version. And the long pants are a straight leg, almost a little bit of a wide leg shape. I was a little unsure with what sizing I should make, and so I decided to make a wearable toile first using some cotton poplin from my stash and the shorts view. What I decided to make size-wise was a 16, but I did grade to a 14 at the bust, and I used the D cup block. I was so pleased with the wearable toile. It turned out great. I wore it for about half a day as soon as I was finished making it, just to make sure that it fit the way that I wanted it to. So I immediately moved on to my second version, which was the pants view, with all the same sizing from the wearable toile I made, and this time using a fabric that was a cotton drill, so it was a little more heavyweight. And this fabric is also designed by Ali Whitaker, who is an Australian artist that I love. She has collaborated with Spotlight quite a lot over the past few years. Overall, I am very pleased with both versions of the jumpsuit and playsuit that I made. They are very comfortable. They fit me the way that I like. I would be interested in trying a hacked version, as I'd love to try adding some sleeves onto it. I feel like that might be a little more comfortable to wear to work with sleeves. And I think it could also be interesting to experiment with some elastic in the waist drawstring casing. So we'll see if I do that or not, but I definitely see myself making some more Lazo jumpsuits in my future. This month I was inspired by my refashion from last month, and I popped into an op shop where I found a dress made from Ankara fabric in a green and pink print. I grabbed that dress straight away. When I got it home though and washed it, I had a look at the fabric and realized that there were some imperfections, and it looked kind of like there were some patches where someone might have spilt bleach on this dress. So I had to be very selective with what pattern I chose to try and cut it around these imperfections in the fabric. Unfortunately, I couldn't cut all the imperfections out, so that is a little bit visible in the top that I've made. But the pattern that I decided to make with the available refashion fabric is the Nielsen Sudley top, which I have made a few times in the past 12 months. I made View B, which is the cropped blouse and the short sleeves, and I left off the Peter Pan collar and it was a size 18. The thing that I most enjoy about this piece is that the fabric has already been washed and worn so many times that it's lovely and soft. It doesn't have that crisp feeling that new fabric has. So it already has a little bit of a drape and it's really comfortable to wear, and I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. My last two makes for September were both the Winslow culottes by Helen's Closet. This pattern was actually one of the very first patterns I purchased from Helen's Closet early on in my sewing journey, and I've not made it again until now. Originally I made the hack from Helen's blog with the elastic waistband at the back, and I did the same this time round as well because I do like my elastic waist pants. I want something that's very comfortable, and I feel that perhaps other pants at times can be a bit less forgiving as your body changes or weight fluctuates. So for both of my versions, I made a View C in a size 16, and I kept the elastic waist hack at the back. The first version is made from a lovely drapey rayon that I know will be really nice and light for summer. And then the second version was a heavier weight rayon blend, which will still be lovely for summer as well, but it might get a bit more longevity leading into winter again next year. We'll see. If you're not familiar with the Winslow culottes, they are a very wide leg culotte. Traditionally, they have a fitted waistband and a zipper closure, but there are quite a few different hacks that Helen has detailed on her blog. So if you're looking for a few more options, please head over there. I followed all the instructions for the elastic waist hack, where there is just an elastic through half of the waistband at the back, but it's still a flat front waistband. And these pants as well traditionally have some inverted box pleats on the front and back, but with the hack, the pleats are removed from the back and it is all gathered instead. There are 4 different lengths as options for this pattern as well, so you can make a full length pant or the culotte version, which I made, and then there's also 2 shorter versions as well. So lots of options for summer and also winter, and this pattern itself is just really lovely and comfortable to wear. It's I have been trying these past few months to fill wardrobe gaps, but at the moment I feel like I'll fill a wardrobe gap with one make, but I'll create a wardrobe gap with the next make. So I'm not sure that I'm really getting very more cohesive with my wardrobe. I'll have to pull things out and have a bit more of a think about what my next plans are. Throughout September, I made 9 items using 4 different indie patterns. 2 of these items were gifts and the rest were items for me and my wardrobe. I would love to hear from you, especially if you have made any of these patterns or if you've got any pattern hacking tips in particular for the Lazo jumpsuit. I would love to add some short sleeves to that jumpsuit, so if you have done this, please reach out and let me know how. I'd love to hear your tips. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.